Hello everyone. So in the previous class we have discussed the disorders of excretory system in detail, and now I am showing you the slides of all these disorders, and we will recapitulate the chapter also, and I will give you some assignments also. Now, disorders of excretory system. First, uremia. Now, it is the condition of accumulation of urea in the blood which is highly harmful and may lead to kidney failure. Now, second is renal calculi. Renal calculi is the condition of formation of insoluble mass of crystallite salts or stones in the kidney. Next is glomerulonephritis. Now, it refers to the inflammation of glomeruli of kidney. So here you are seeing the pictures of this healthy kidney also, and the kidney which is suffering from this glomerulonephritis. So you can observe the differences between healthy kidney and the kidney getting inflamed from glomerulonephritis. Now next is hemodialysis. Now what is hemodialysis, as you have discussed in the previous classes also. So hemodialysis is the process of removal of nitrogenous waste from the blood of uremic patient. So in this we remove the urea from the patient who is suffering from uremia. Now in this process the blood drained from the artery is pumped into a dialysing unit, or we can say that it is called as artificial kidney, after adding an anticoagulant like heparin. The blood passes through cellophane tubes surrounded by dialysing fluid having the same composition as that of plasma except the nitrogenous wastes. The nitrogenous wastes move out from the blood into the dialysing fluid, thereby clearing the blood. The cleared blood is pumped back to the body through a vein after adding antiheparin. Now next is the kidney transplantation. So kidney transplantation is the ultimate method in the correction of acute renal failures, in which a functioning kidney from a suitable donor is transplanted to the patient. So it is better to receive kidney from a close relative to minimize chances of rejection by immune system of host. So now we will be summarizing the whole chapter, that is excretory products and their elimination. So we have done what is excretion. Excretion is defined as the elimination of metabolic waste. So there are three types of excretion. One is ammonotelism, ureotelism, uricotelism. So what is ammonotelism? Ammonotelism is the phenomenon of urinary elimination of nitrogenous waste, mainly in the form of ammonia. What is ureotelism? Ureotelism is the phenomenon of urinary elimination of nitrogenous waste, mainly in the form of urea. And what is uricotelism? It is the phenomenon of urinary elimination of nitrogenous waste, mainly in the form of uric acid. Then we discussed about the various excretory organs. So the various excretory organs are the protonephridia or flame cells. Now the protonephridia or flame cells, these are the excretory and osmoregulatory structures in platyhelminthes, rotifers, some annelids and cephalochordates. Then nephridia. Nephridia are the excretory structures in earthworm and other annelids. Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules are the excretory structures in most of the insects, including cockroach. Antennal glands or green glands. These are the excretory structures in the crustaceans like prawn. Then kidneys. Kidneys are the excretory and osmoregulatory organs in the vertebrates. Then we discussed about the human excretory system. Human excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, a urethra. Then we discussed about the structure of kidney. Each kidney is bean-shaped, reddish-brown and measures 10 to 12 centimeter in length, 5 to 7 centimeter in width, 2 to 3 centimeter in thickness with an average weight of 120 to 170 gram. Then we discussed about the structure of nephron. So each nephron has two parts, the glomerulus and the renal tubule. The glomerulus is a tuft of capillaries formed by the efferent arteriole, which is a fine branch of renal artery. Renal tubule has various parts like Bowen's capsule, PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, Hanel's loop, DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. Then we discussed about vasa recta. The efferent arteriole forms a fine capillary network around the renal tubule called the peritubular capillaries. A minute vessels of this network, which is a U-shaped and runs parallel to the Hanel's loop, is called the vasa recta. There are two types of nephrons, cortical nephrons and juxtamedullary nephrons. Then, what are the processes involved in the urine formation? Urine formation involves three processes: glomerular filtration, reabsorption and tubular secretion. Then, what is the mechanism of concentration of filtrate? Or we discussed about the mechanism of concentration of the filtrate. The flow of filtrate in the two limbs of Hanel's loop is in opposite direction and thus forms a counter current. The flow of blood through the two limbs of the vasa recta is also in counter current pattern. So we discussed about the counter current mechanism. Then we discussed about the regulation of kidney functions. The functioning of kidney is regulated by hormonal feedback mechanism that involves the hypothalamus, juxtaglomerular apparatus and to a certain extent the arterial wall of the heart. Then we discussed about micturition. What is micturition? The act of voiding urine from the urinary bladder is called micturition. Then what is the composition of urine? Urine is light yellow straw colored watery fluid which is slightly acidic and has a characteristic odor. It contains urea, creatinine and very little of ammonia and uric acid. On an average, 25 to 30 gram of urea is excreted per day by a normal healthy adult individual. Then we discussed about the role of other organs in excretion, role of lungs, liver and skin which help in the elimination of excretory waste. Then we discussed about the disorders of the urinary system. Various disorders are uremia, renal calculi, glomerulonephritis and diabetes insipidus. Now here is the assignment. Now question number 1. Name the site where the selective reabsorption of filtrate from glomerular occurs. So the answer is PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, and DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. Now the second question is name the excretory product of reptiles from the kidneys. So they are uricotelic animals that excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid as a paste with a minimum discharge of water. Third question is write the composition of the sweat secreted by the sweat gland. So it is a watery fluid having sodium chloride with a little quantity of urea, lactic acid, etc. Fourth question is which gland in the prawns performs excretory functions. So their excretory organs are called as green glands or antennary glands. They secrete ammonia and are opaque, white pea-sized structure confined in the coxa of each second antenna. Fifth question is which is the excretory structure in amoeba. The answer is contractile vacuole. Next question is expand the following excretory functions. What is ANF? That is atrial natriuretic factor. What is ADH? Antidiuretic hormone. What is GFR? Glomerular filtration rate. What is DCT? Distal convoluted tubule. Next question. Write the significance of the sebaceous gland. They are involved in the removal of substances such as squalene, cholesterol, triglycerides, wax and esters via sebum that provides a greasy covering to the skin. Next question. What is the renin-angiotensin system? Renin-angiotensin system, also known as renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, It is a physiological hormone system involved in the regulation of blood plasma, arterial blood pressure, and also sodium concentration in our blood cells. Next question. Describe the role of renin-angiotensin in the management of kidney function. The JGA or juxtaglomerular apparatus releases renin on activation by fall in the blood flow in the glomerular. In blood, renin transforms angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1 and hence into angiotensin 2, which is a vasoconstrictor that raises the blood pressure in the glomerular and hence the glomerular filtration rate, that is GFR. Also, the angiotensin 2 stimulates the adrenal cortex to secrete aldosterone, which in turn causes the reabsorption of water and sodium ions from the distal part of the tubule, which results in an increase in the GFR and blood pressure. This is termed as RAS, RAAS, that is renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. Next question. Give reason why aquatic animals ate mostly ammonotelic in nature, whereas terrestrial forms are not. Ammonia needs a large amount of water for its removal as it's the most toxic. To conserve water, terrestrial adaptation to produce less toxic nitrogenous waste like uric acid and urea. In ureotelic animals, ammonia released as a result of metabolic activities is converted into urea in their liver and released into the blood that is filtered and excreted by the kidneys. Next question. Explain why the composition of glomerular filtrate is not the same as urine. When the volume of the filtrate is compared with that of the urine that is formed per day, which is 180 liters and 1.5 liters respectively, it can be extrapolated that 99% of the filtrate needs to be reabsorbed by the renal tubules. The phenomenon is referred to as reabsorption. Substances such as amino acids, sodium ions, glucose are actively reabsorbed in the filtrate, hence are not found in the urine. Next question. Explain the micturition and disorders of the excretory system. In micturition, urine is formed by the nephrons that are transferred by the urinary bladder which stores in until a signal is generated by CNS, that is central nervous system. The signal is triggered by the stretching of the urinary bladder due to the filling of urine, which is responded in the form of signals to the CNS by the stretch receptor present on the bladder walls. To trigger smooth contractions of the bladder muscles, the CNS transfers motor messages and parallelly relaxes the urethral sphincter, thereby resulting in the release of urine. This phenomenon of releasing urine is called as micturition, and the following disorders are also related to it. That is, kidney malfunction can cause urea accumulation in the blood. The condition is referred to as uremia that may lead to kidney failure. Urea in such patient is eliminated through hemodialysis. Renal calculi is when insoluble or stones of crystallized salts are formed within the kidney. Inflammation of the glomeruli of the kidney is called glomerulonephritis.